efforts, get together, have some little chats, and have some beers, have some fun.
That's it. And I'll bring the fireworks.
Sounds
and I'll
good.
light them on my head.
And I'll stick them up my arse. Any more?
and Nelly will split a beer can with his head.
Oh, wow.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to jump to a quick commercial break. John,
take care, brother.
Look forward
Cheers,
to seeing
guys.
you soon, buddy. All right, all you Craniacs, when we get back, a bunch of different stuff to get into.
Tons.
In the next segment, Taco Bell now delivering that and a bunch of other food-related stories.
So happy.
Including, and apparently we've got our own delivery service because Password's bringing us some Taco
Password's
Bell.
hooking it up.
P-Dub.
So looking forward to that. But all you Craniacs, stay with us. When we get back, some food news.
Tough economy got you down? Are your money problems causing you marital issues? Unable to hide money spent at today's gentlemen's club? Well, you don't have to be a gentleman to come to Gyrations. Gyrations. Gyrations dancers work on a barter system. We only hire single mothers whose homes are in utter disrepair. So if you're blue collar and you have a viable skill, labor leads to lap dances and maybe more at Gyrations. Gyrations.
My plumbing is all fouled up, and I need somebody to work my posthole diggers.
Do you want VIP treatment without sacrificing your kids' education? Well, don't take your tool belt off. Work yourself a deal at Gyrations. Gyrations.
Models are all over the age of 18, except where identification was not present. First, there was 5-hour energy, and then there was 6. Now you can get a continuous 48 hours of energy because cardiac arrest is taking energy drinks to a whole new level.
Just one bottle has kept me up for days!
Cardiac arrest contains a formula that was once only available to Chinese military personnel.
You don't get that rundown feeling because you're never gonna come down!
Cardiac arrest is making dieting a thing of the past.
Don't worry about the calories because you're never gonna feel hungry!
Cardiac arrest is gonna get your motor running.
My bowels have been empty for weeks and I feel great!
Look for cardiac arrest energy drinks at a flea market or fireworks stand near you.
Yeah, this is Rob Ford, greatest mayor ever to come out of Toronto for Cranium Mission Show from what's that place? Biggie, what's that place?
The Lion's Den.
For the Lion's Den. Yeah, they're badass.
Welcome back to the Cranial Mission Show, folks. Ben Charles, Miguel Hito, the C Squared himself, all here hosting the show like we do every single week. And every other week, we host it at the Lion's Den here in Ybor City. Also joined by special guest, C. Nelly himself, all hanging out here to do the show. You want to be a part of it, you can do so. You can dial in like John Wilson did from across the pond by dialing 813-438-6068. If you're a social media fan, you can follow us there as well. Go to Twitter, at Cranial E. You can follow us there. Also, like our page on Facebook, facebook.com/The Cranial Emissions Network.
And if you've never called in before and you're listening, you're like, maybe I should, wait till they're finished their subject. We're pretty quick guys. We move through stuff pretty fast. So if you just want to call and you've never called before, we'd love to talk to you. Say something stupid and we'll hang up on you. Try to keep up. We love you.
Well, what is the direct Skype line too? If you're not on your phone, you're on your computer listening. You want to Skype to Skype direct. What is our Skype?
Search the Cranial Emission Show if I'm quite correct.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, look up the Cranial Emission Show. That's what you'll see. You'll see our logo. It looks like a skull with fumes coming out of it, like moving along.
We mentioned Taco Bell. We mentioned that your wife, Password, is bringing us some food.
Yes.
Two tacos, two burritos, and a soda pop.
Taco flavor kisses for my band.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer Lopez is now in the studio.
Hey, Ant from AYNE is Are You Not Entertained on Spreaker also. Check those guys out, Javier and Ant. They're always like, taco flavor kisses for my band. They're always saying that on their show. Good guys. They love us. Good supporters. And we support them too.
But Taco Bell now delivering, guys.
Happy.
Now, when I first heard this, my first thought was, well, that's going to dramatically cut the amount of DUIs handed out. and the reason I say this is, I don't know about you guys, but you know how many times I've heard of a friend of mine that got popped on a DUI after they left Taco Bell?
With a full belly.
I've heard this happen many times because, let's face it, when you're drunk at the bar and you go to get food.
That's the first place you go.
It's
That's it.
One of the
Straight
few
there.
that's open.
Or
You're
the
going
pizza
to,
place.
You're either going to, well, here you can walk to pizza, but if you're driving around, you're going to either Taco Bell or Steak and Shake typically,
Yeah.
right? Here in Tampa, that's usually what you're going to do, right? And Steak and Shake's going to take a little longer. It's going to be more. Look, there's nowhere other than Taco Bell when you got that drunk appetite that you can go and get the entire menu for $10.
Unless you want to go to Taco Bus right next to the police station.
I'd rather go to Taco
which
Bell.
is a bad idea.
Which is a horrible idea.
And I've done that, actually, drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Allegedly.
Well,
We left ESB that day. Went up there.
You leave ESP and you're right next to it. Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Taco Bell. I mean, Chris has a great story. I went out to visit him when he was in college out at UCF, and there was a Taco Bell there that. What was the line like there?
So I went to college in Central Florida. That Taco Bell would have the line wrapped around it all the way till 5 o'clock in the morning. Every day. Didn't matter if you went Sunday or Friday. All the way around it.
They're making some money.
Yeah. Oh.
Well,
and
this
it was
is
right
cool.
outside the bar. So the best bar to go to, it was sitting in the parking lot. You didn't even have to drive.
Now, where are all the Taco Bells that are delivering? Is it just specific to certain states?
Right now, they're just doing a test. It's going to be California, a couple places in California.
Why does all the cool shit happen in California?
And then Dallas, L.A., Orange County, and San Francisco markets are going to have it. It's going to be a $3.99 flat delivery fee, which is nothing. I mean, that's what, 2 tacos?
Well, what's crazy? What's crazy is that
that's still like a third of the price of a Whop pretzel.
The delivery fee is equal to paying for half the menu.
I know.
Caleb and I are the only two that can rack up a $30 bill at Taco Bell. By the way,
Oh, we did.
$12. I'm foolish.
No, we went after a concert one day and we didn't eat half of it. We left it on the counter until the next morning. But
our dogs liked it.
Yeah. Well, this is they're saying that they tested it so far, and the orders took roughly 38 minutes. So they're going to have to get that down. Maybe they should call the guys at Jimmy John's and figure that one out.
38
Freaky
minutes
fast.
is pretty good. Freaky fast.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Freaky-
38 minutes
Freaky
is
mediocre.
38 minutes is like 4.5 hours when you're drunk. You get home, you're drunk, you want a Taco Bell, you're passed out before it gets there.
Well, smoke weed, so it's going to taste so good when it gets there.
Oh, that's not going to make you fall asleep.
Oh.
You know how many times where I've partied all night long and barely slept, and then the next
All night.
and then the next day, thank you, Lionel
All
Richie.
night long.
We got-
How long did Lionel Richie sit on the toilet?
How long?
All night long.
Anyway, so you know how many times I've done a bender, and then the next day you're so drained and tired you don't even want to like make your own food, so you just call for pizza, and I'm all of a sudden awoken 45 minutes later.
Awoken.
And you can't,
Well
you can't
done.
remember why. What the hell is that?
Yeah, you get up to go get the pizza, and you're like wiping sleep out of your eyes, and the guy's just looking at you like, God damn, dude, like really?
Great, I ain't getting too much of a tip. Or you tip him like a ton. He's just like, wow, cool.
Oh,
dude.
we used to have a place when I used to party out at USF. We had it was 5-star pizza.
Is that place still around?
I don't know, but you
Which
could
one?
5-star.
I don't know.
You could order food and pizza at like 3 in the morning, or well, it was before 3. It'd have to be 2 o'clock. But you call them up and say, hey, can we get some beer too? And they would say, hold on. They'd put the delivery driver on the phone. You tell the guy, hey, I'll throw you an extra $20 if you bring me a case of beer, and I'll pay for the beer, and I'll tip you an extra. Sure enough, he'd show up about a half hour later with a case of beer. And
Dude, we used to have our pizza
here's the
guy
pizza
deliver-
order. Here's the beer order. Thanks for the tip.
We had a guy deliver weed to us on pizza deliveries. That was good stuff.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
No, this was a long time ago.
That was the margarita pizza with the basil.
Oh yeah, lots of crap.
With the hydroponically grown basil. Now, I mean, delivery is great. I love the fact that Taco Bell is doing delivery, but if you ordered food to be delivered and it wasn't up to your expectation, the food wasn't good, would you then in turn call 911 to complain about your delivery? Because this woman did.
Well,
okay?
I mean, my question is, am I drunk at the point? Is it 3 a.m. and I'm drunk and I'm really hungry?
You are ordering Taco Bell. Come on.
No,
Realistic here.
this is Chinese food, so.
Now, I don't know if this woman was drunk, but this 44-year-old woman out of Ohio was actually arrested on Monday because she called 911 to report that the Chinese food that she ordered was not up to her liking. And it's hilarious because on another radio show on Shannon and the Soul Brother, which is on 102.5 The Bone, great show, by the way, they were talking about it the other day, and they actually played the 911 call. And it's hilarious because the 911 operator chastises this woman when she gets on the phone and reports about the Chinese food. She goes, you realize that this is 911, right? And that you should be calling the cops. And she's like, well, I did call the cops, and they told me to call you.
I bet they didn't. I bet you won't.
I think they arrested that Chinese lady when I was at Publix the other day. I was going to get a sub, and they were arresting a Chinese lady from a Chinese China Star.
She was
Oh,
probably
China Star.
delivering.
Really was being arrested that morning.
She was probably delivering weed.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
There is another monkey on the loose. We may have ability via Joey T to get a hold of this monkey. No, that's Ariana Grande, and she is hot. But
She is
there is
hot.
another monkey on the loose.
Yeah.
Get a microphone in your mouth, pal.
Yeah, she's a cunt.
Now let me clean that up.
And
Screw anyone who lives in this country.
we already said fuck, Brian. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then my rant again.
Look at our
Fuck
fatter
Ariana
snooches.
Grande and fuck anyone else who lives in this country and wants to live under the protection and the freedom of this country, and then turn around and talk shit about this country.
God
know what?
bless
If
the
you want
USA.
to deal with issues in the government, that's one thing. But if you just want to be completely an anti-American asshole, go fuck yourself.
You know what,
agree.
Brian?
Yeah.
Yes.
The great Brian Lyon is joining us right now, owner of the Lions Den. You know what? I am in 100% agreement with you. I will fuck Ariana Grande.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
she is hot.
And she's legal.
You don't
She
like
is
America? How do you like it in your butt?
But Ben, please, by all means, do it somewhere in France.
I mean, at the risk of sounding pervy, I waited 3 years while the Disney Channel was on for her to be a big.
Oh, wow. Oh, what do you want to offer a dowry on her now? Like, good God.
I would never admit to that on air. Oh, wait, I just did.
I read a great meme today that goes to that, and it's when you come on a girl's face, is that a baby shower?
No, it's actually a pre-baby shower or a baby batter shower or a baby batter bath. We could go on. Folks.
So speaking of cream, while we're talking about cream, you guys gave me a good segue on this one.
You're welcome.
And actually, Ariana Grande segues into this nicely too, because one of the reasons that she claims that she said, screw America and screw Americans, how she doesn't like them or whatever, was because she says that it's a stance against obesity, the way that people overeat. She was upset about this whole donut incident.
However,
Meanwhile, she was in a donut store
shop.
licking a donut.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
okay.
But
Let's see her in 10 years.
But Oreo Cookie, I'd like
see
to
her
see her
naked
in 10 years.
in 5 minutes.
But Oreo Cookie has announced, Nabisco has announced that they are actually going to add a product called Oreo Thins to their permanent lineup. They're
Why?
They're
Why?
thinner
Why?
Oreos, basically.
Why?
So that Ariana Grande won't be so upset
Why?
about obese people. We have to mandate.
It's not going to explode on you. Nelly would have to.
We have to mandate to our people.
Don't do that, Nelly. Don't do that. It was really loud.
We've got to mandate to our people that they eat less. We've got to give them smaller portions.
Yeah.
So the Oreo Thins plays into
You
that.
give somebody a smaller portion,
They're
they'll eat two.
just going to eat, yeah.
Like okay, we're not
All right,
allowing.
I'm going to go from half a sleeve to a full sleeve.
Yeah, right. Hey, we don't allow 40s in the state of Florida yet. You get a bum going, because they don't want the homeless people to drink so much. So you're going to go in there and give the guy the ability to get two, okay, do two 32-ounce beers, 64-ounce beer. Thank you
That's
very
fine.
much. I can add very well, by the way. So they're just going to get more. People are so stupid when it comes to. You can't hamper people's food habits because they're just going to A, eat more, or B, say F you, and they just do what they want.
You can if your name's Michelle Obama.
That is true.
My favorite thing is when you're talking to someone that does have an obesity issue, and they'll talk about how they're on a diet, right? So they're eating the baked Lays or whatever, the reduced fat chips. The problem is they
eat a
ate
whole
the
bag.
entire bag,
I've done it.
and then they're like, you know what? When I do it,
It's
I do
like
the
you go
math
to
in
a-
my head
you-
too.
you-
right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
You're like,
well,
okay, 15 chips is 100 calories. If I eat 30 chips, but what if I eat 40 and say it was 30, then it's still only 100.
What if you eat 40 small chips?
They're broken up.
I broke them in half so they were smaller.
Now, and when we talk about size portions, one of the restaurants that has the biggest size issue, of course, Super Size Me. You heard the movie Super Size, the documentary, and it's clearly about McDonald's, where the main host, I can't remember what his name is.
I can't either, but yeah, I've seen it.
Morgan Spurlock.
There you go.
Yeah.
Morgan Spurlock subsisted on McDonald's for 30 days, basically morning, noon, and night.
Yeah.
But McDonald's in the news this time, not for their food, for their toys.
Oh, I love this one because I love the Minions. That's my my guilty kid pleasure, I guess. I love the Minions. Yeah, they're in trouble right now because apparently the Minions they're giving out with the Happy Meals, you know the Minions when they talk, they don't really say anything necessarily.
Right, they just kind of mumble and
yeah.
do their thing.
Well,
yeah.
apparently this one says some pretty explicit